Hello everyone, welcome once again to my tiny kitchen here in my flat in Gloucester. Lots of you have been enjoying the cooking videos that I've done. What we're going to cook today is a little bit different. It's a bit of a Nigella specialty. I am of course talking about gammon cooked in Coca Cola or Pepsi. I've got Pepsi. You ask for Coke and they say, oh, is Pepsi okay? I wouldn't even notice the difference. They could give it to me, I wouldn't even know. This is not a quick bite, this is a slow burner. But I've been told by lots of people that it tastes really good. Strange combo. They're both good things. So why can they not work together? Let's give it a go. So to start off, you want to get yourself a gammon joint. I've got this one. I don't know how big that is, but that's the one I got from Tesco. And you want to pop that into your big old saucepan there. Grab a load of cans or a big bottle of Coke or Pepsi. Like I say, I've got Pepsi because I didn't have Coke, but I don't really care. To me, they taste the same. And you literally want to fill the saucepan up so that your gammon is literally in the Pepsi water or the Coca Cola water. Feels weird doing this. Feels like I'm ruining a perfectly good gammon, but we'll see. Maybe it'll taste good. Hopefully it will. So as you can see, one can did actually fill it up quite a long way, but we want it to be so that the gammon is pretty much underwater, so to speak. So let's pop some more in. I've got 6 cans. Not gonna lie, it's hard to do this with one hand. There we go, we're in. Popping another one in there, pouring it all over. I think we're probably gonna need 4 cans in there to actually cover it over. I think I'm gonna need 1 more in there. And there we are. As you can see, pretty much underwater. Once you've added your Coca Cola or Pepsi, I've got an onion here, cut into 2 halves. You're not going to eat the onion, that is literally just for flavour. You want to pop that either side. Almost like a couple of ears. Fingered ears, and you can't go wrong. And you've also got a carrot, and that is the same thing. So you want to just pop that in there, and that again will just add some extra flavour to it. Now, another good thing to add is a little bit of pepper. We've got one of these electronic ones, which is supposed to... Oh, it is working. Bit of pepper on there. I know the salt one doesn't work. We just have to shake it and hope. Oh, there you go. Then your job is very, very simple. What you do is you take the pan over to the hob, which is just behind me there. You let it simmer for 2.5 hours, and hopefully it's going to taste good and it's going to be different. There you go. That is now on the hob, and that will stay there for 2.5 hours. If the water does start to shrink down too low, you can just top it up with cold water. So it takes 2.5 hours. About 2 hours in, I will come back to it and just check it out and make sure all is well. And we will then have to make a glaze to go on top as well. So back to you in 2 hours. So my alarm has just gone off. It's now been in for 2 hours. Let's have a look and see how it's looking. Look at that. That is not the colour of gammon. That looks more like beef now. I did flip it over as well midway through, but as you can see, it's really taken on that. Oh, my camera's getting a bit steamy. There we go. Look at the colour of that. So as you can see, the gammon has really taken on the Coca Cola-y colour. But what we need to do now is we need to prepare the glaze, which gives it even more flavour. Apparently it makes it nice and sweet, which obviously the Coca Cola will do anyway. I'm going to make the glaze, but I've just checked the cupboards. I don't actually have everything I need. So there are a few, you know when you go shopping to Tesco's and they do the delivery and they send you substitute items because they don't have the things you want? That's kind of what this recipe is going to be, because some of the stuff I do not have. I do not have mustard. 2 tablespoons of it you need. I don't have even 1 tablespoon of it, so I'm going to substitute in some piccalilli. I don't know if this is going to work. I like piccalilli, and it's probably the most mustardy thing that I have, so we're going to go with piccalilli instead of mustard. You also need white wine vinegar, which again I do not have. So if you haven't got white wine vinegar, what do you have? You have red wine vinegar. I'm going to go for that as a substitute, and again I think it's 2 tablespoons of that in. You need 150 milliliters of golden syrup, which I do have, and you need some paprika as well. What you're going to do is just pop that all in one bowl, mix it all together, and that will provide the basis for your glaze. So let's do that now. First problem I've got, can't open the piccalilli. It's embarrassing. Maybe it's God's way of telling me not to use piccalilli. Might have to leave the piccalilli out. No, I can't admit defeat, because then everyone will know how weak I am. Come on. Never in my life has there been a jar that I've not been able to open. And I'm not going to start today. Oh! This will not open, so I've had to call on the second strongest person in the flat. There we go. If you open that, I'm going to go mental. Yes! Come on! Joe's going to say, oh, I loosened it up for you. I have never been so happy to open a jar in my life. 2 teaspoons of piccalilli going in from the open jar. does smell sweet, I will say that. So that's good because this meal is quite sweet. Okay folks, it has been boiling now for 2.5 hours. Let's take a look and see where we're at. I'm gonna turn the heat off and we're gonna take it over here. I need somewhere to put this. I need a chopping board. One sec. Thank you very much. Look at that, everyone. That is Coca Cola ham. No glaze on it just yet, but that is it. So we're gonna pop that in a tray just here. There's a little bit here that's fallen off. Right into the middle of the gammon, it's gone like a brown Coca Cola-ish color. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's good. It tastes very sweet. This now has to go in the oven. I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees, and it's a fan-assisted oven. I think that's gas mark 5. Although I don't know anyone who has a gas mark oven anymore. What you want to do before you put it in the oven is take your glaze that you made, whether it's mustard or piccalilli like mine, and you want to take yourself a little brush. Just gently work the glaze into the ham or the gammon. Americans call it ham, don't they, gammon? So just pour it on like that, and then take a brush and just make sure that it's all coated. And there's a few cuts in there, you want to get it right in. I've still got half of the sauce left. What I want to do is pop the second half on after half an hour or after 20 minutes, and then we cook it for another half an hour. Oh, look at that colour. I don't know if it should be that colour. There we go, I've applied another glaze. As you can see, it's really looking nice and shiny now. I've also put a bit of the Coca Cola water in here because as you can see, I think some of the maple syrup had started to burn on the bottom of the pan. So I've just put the water there just to give it a bit of a sort of steam effect. Another half an hour in the oven for this, and then we're all done. Thought I'd check in on my gammon, see how it's doing, and it looks ready. So I'm gonna take it out. It's only been 20 minutes, I think. But I'm gonna take it out anyway because it looks pretty good. Oh, steamy, steamy. And there it is, look at that, everyone. Look how smoky and red that looks. Beautiful. Look at that, that is what the glaze does. It's giving it a nice shine. We're not actually gonna eat the gammon tonight because we've already got dinner for tonight cooked. I'm gonna let it rest for 10 minutes and then when it's a bit cooler, we'll have a little taste and see what it tastes like because that's the most important thing. We're actually gonna have this for dinner tomorrow. If you can see that, but just to celebrate my gammon, I've arranged a fireworks display. I just felt it was right to celebrate such a wonderful meal in such a fantastic way, so we've got fireworks. So the gammon is out. I'll come down to gammon level. All cooked, as you can see, looks nice and red. I'm gonna cut a little bit off, and I just wanna see what it's like on the inside. Hoping it's still nice and tender and juicy. Oh, it's sticky. It feels really sticky. Oh, look at that. That looks like a medium rare steak. Oh my days. Well, I haven't tasted it properly yet. I just licked the juices off my finger, but it tastes good so far. It literally, if you think of barbecue ribs, that's the stickiness that we've got on the outside. If you can see that, there, stuck to my finger.
It looks nice. The outside is very nice.
Yeah, the outside is where
It's where it pays off.
Yeah, I think so. This is what you want though. Look at the juicy crispiness on the outside. Let's give it a taste. You're right, the inside just tastes like gammon, but I think if you made some more cuts in the gammon before you cook it, it would seep in more. So that's something I could have done better. This outside, literally the flavour of that reminds me of like barbecue smoky ribs. Really, really nice. You can definitely taste the Coca Cola. It's just something a bit different. It's an old favourite. Everyone loves a bit of gammon. Happy with that. I think that's a big win.